tenses will be. I will be mi viknebi. Me viknebi. You will be shen iknebi. Shen iknebi. Dequen iknebit. Dequen iknebit. He, she, it will be is ikneba. Is ikneba. We will be twen viknebit. Twen viknebit. They will be isini iknebian. Isini iknebian. Was, past tense. I was me vichavi. Me vichavi. You were shen ichavi. Shen ichavi. Tequen ichavit. Tequen ichavit. He, she, it was is icho. Is icho. We were twen vichavit. Twen vichavit. They were isini ich venen. Isini ich venen. Have with non-living things. Me max. Me max. Shen gax. Shen gax. Tequen gakft. Tequen gakft. Tren works. Tren works. Mas ax. Mas ax. Mat akft. Mat akft. Past tense with non-living things. Had. Me makonda. Me makonda. Shen gekonda. Shen gekonda. Tequen gekondat. Tequen gekondat. Tren gevekonda. Tren gevekonda. Mas hekonda. Mas hekonda. Mat hekondat. Mat hekondat. Will have with non-living things. Me mekneba. Me mekneba. Shen gekneba. Shen gekneba. Tequen geknebat. Tequen geknebat. Tren grekneba. Tren grekneba. Mas ekneba. Mas ekneba. Mat eknebat. Mat eknebat. Have with living things. Me mechavs. Me mechavs. Shen gechavs. Shen gechavs. Tequen gechaft. Tequen gechaft. Tren gevechavs. Tren gevechavs. Mas chavs. Mas chavs. Mat haft. Mat haft. Had past tense with living things. Had with living things. Me mechafta. Me mechafta. Shen gechafta. Shen gechafta. Tequen gechaftat. Tequen gechaftat. Tren gevechafta. Tren gevechafta. Mas hechafta. Mas hechafta. Mat hechavdat. Mat hechavdat. Will have with living things. Me mechuleba. Me mechuleba. Shen gechuleba. Shen gechuleba. Tequen gechulebat. Tequen gechulebat. Tren grechuleba. Tren grechuleba. Mas echuleba. Mas echuleba. Mat echulebat. Mat echulebat. Let's compare have for non-living things versus living things. Me max for non-living things. Me machafs for living things. Me max for non-living things. Me machafs for living things. Shen gaks for non-living things. Shen gekafs for living things. Shen gaks. Shen gekafs. De queen gakft. De queen gehaft. De queen gakft. De queen gehaft. Trin guax. Trin geverhavs. Trin guax. Trin geverhavs. Mas ax. Mas havs. Mas ax. Mas havs. Mat aft. Mat haft. Mat aft. Mat haft. Let's compare had, non-living things versus living things, past tense. Me makonda. Me machafta. Me makonda. Me machafta. Shen gekonda. Shen gechafta. Shen gekonda. Shen gechafta. De queen gekondat. De queen gechaftat. De queen gekondat. De queen gechaftat. Train gevekonda. Train gevechafta. Train gevekonda. Train gevechafta. Mas hekonda. Mas hechafta. Mas hekonda. Mas hechafta. Mat hekondat. Mat hechaftat. Mat hekondat. Mat hechaftat. Let's compare will have future tense for non-living things versus living things. Me mekneba. Me mechuleba. Me mekneba. Me mechuleba. Shen gekneba. Shen gechuleba. Shen gekneba. Shen gechuleba. Tequin geknebat. Tequin gechulebat. Tequin geknebat. Tequin gechulebat. Train gwekneba. Train gwechuleba. Train gwekneba. Train gwechuleba. Mas ekneba. Mas echuleba. Mas ekneba. Mas echuleba. Mat eknebat. Mat echulebat. Mat eknebat. Mat echulebat. Have with non-living things. I have non-living. Me max. Me max. I have with non-living things. Me max. You have with non-living. Shen gaks. Shen gaks. De queen gakft. De queen gakft. You have with non-living. Shen gaks. De queen gakft. We have with non-living. Tren guaks. Tren guaks. We have with non-living. Tren guaks. He, she, it has with non-living. Mas ax. Mas ax. He, she, it has with non-living. Mas ax. They have with non-living. Mat axt. Mat axt. They have with non-living. Mat axt. Have with living things. I have living thing. Me mechafs. Mem mechafs. I have a living thing. Mem chafs. You have a living thing. Shen chafs. Shen chafs. Tequen gechaft. Tequen gechaft. You have a living thing. Shen gechafs. Tequen gechaft. We have a living thing. Tren gewechafs. Tren gewechafs. We have a living thing. Tren gewechafs. It has a living thing. Mas chafs. Mas chafs. It has a living thing. Mas chafs. They have a living thing. Mat chaft. Mat chaft. They have a living thing. Mat chaft. Had with non-living things. I had a non-living thing. Me makonda. Me makonda. I had a non-living thing. Me makonda. You had a non-living thing. Shen gekonda. Shen gekonda. Tequen gekondat. Tequen gekondat. You had a non-living thing. Shen gekonda. Tequen gekondat. We had a non-living thing. Tren gewekonda. Tren gewekonda. We had a non-living thing. Tren gewekonda. It had a non-living thing. Mas hekonda. Mas hekonda. It had a non-living thing. Mas hekonda. They had a non-living thing. Mat hekondat. Mat hekondat. They had a non-living thing. Mat hekondat. Had with living things. I had a living thing. Me mechafta. Me mechafta. I had a living thing. Me mechafta. You had a living thing. Shen gechafta. Shen gechafta. Tequen gechaftat. Tequen gechaftat. You had a living thing. Shen gechafta. Tequen gechaftat. We had a living thing. Tren gewechafta. Tren gewechafta. We had a living thing. Tren gewechafta. It had a living thing. Mas hechafta. Mas hechafta. It had a living thing. Mas hechafta. They had a living thing. Mat hechaftat. Mat hechaftat. They had a living thing. Mat hechaftat. Will have with non-living things. I will have a non-living thing. Me mekneba. Me mekneba. I will have a non-living thing. Me mekneba. You will have with non-living things. Shen gekneba. Shen gekneba. Tequen geknebat. Tequen geknebat. You will have with non-living things. Shen gekneba. Tequen geknebat. We will have non-living things. Tren grekneba. Tren grekneba. We will have non-living things. Tren grekneba. It will have non-living things. Mas ekneba. Mas ekneba. It will have non-living things. Mas ekneba. They will have non-living things. Mat eknebat. Mat eknebat. They will have non-living. Mat eknebat. Will have with living things. I will have a living thing. Me mechuleba. Me mechuleba. I will have a living thing. Me mechuleba. You will have a living thing. Shen gechuleba. Shen gechuleba. Tequen gechulebat. Tequen gechulebat. You will have a living thing. Shen gechuleba. Tequen gechulebat. We will have a living thing. Tren gwechuleba. Tren gwechuleba. We will have a living thing. Tren gwechuleba. He, she, it will have a living thing. Mas echoleba. Mas echoleba. He, she, it will have a living thing. Mas echoleba. They will have a living thing. Mat echolebat. Mat echolebat. They will have a living thing. Mat echolebat. Do present tense. I do. Me vakitep. Me vakitep. I do. Me vakitep. You do. Shen akitep. Shen akitep. De Quen akitept. De Quen akitept. You do. Shen akitep. De Quen akitept. We do. Tren vakitept. Tren vakitept. We do. Tren vakitept. He, she, it does. Is akiteps. Is akiteps. He, she, it does. Is akiteps. They do. Isini akiteben. Isini akiteben. They do. Isini akiteben. Present infinitive tense. This is when you want to do something in general or you like doing something in general. Keteba. Keteba is the same for all pronouns. Keteba when you want or like doing something in general. Keteba. Keteba. If you want to do something now. Me minda gavaketo. Me minda gavaketo. Me minda gavaketo. Shen ginda gaaketo. Shen ginda gaaketo. Shen ginda gaaketo. Te Quen gindat gaaketot. Te Quen gindat gaaketot. Tren Gwinda gavaketot. Tren Gwinda gavaketot. Tren Gwinda gavaketot. Mas unda gavaketos. Mas unda gavaketos. Mas unda gavaketos. Mat undat gavaketon. Mat undat gavaketon. Mat undat gavaketon. Dit past tense. I did. Me gavakete. Me gavakete. I did. Me gavakete. You did. Shen gayakete. Shen gayakete. Te Quen gayaketet. Te Quen gayaketet. You did. Shen gayakete. Te Quen gayaketet. We did. Tren gavaketet. Tren gavaketet. We did. Tren gavaketet. He, she, it did. Man gayaketa. Man gayaketa. He, she, it did. Man gayaketa. They did. Mat gayaketes. Mat gayaketes. They did. Mat gayaketes. When something is done or finished, gaketebulia. Gaketebulia. This word is only used with things. Gaketebulia. 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 Will do, future. I will do. Me gavaketep. Me gavaketep. I will do. Me gavaketep. You will do. Shen gayaketep. Shen gayaketep. Te Quen gayaketept. Te Quen gayaketept. You will do. Shen gayaketep. Te Quen gayaketept. We will do. Tren galvaketept. Tren galvaketept. We will do. Tren galvaketept. He, she, it will do. Is gaiketeps. Is gaiketeps. He, she, it will do. Is gaiketeps. They will do. Isini gaiketeben. Isini gaiketeben. They will do. Isini gaiketeben. Example. Who will do this? Vin gaiketeps amas. Vin gaiketeps amas. Would do, tentative future. I would do. Me gavaketep di. Me gavaketep di. I would do. Me gavaketep di. You would do. Shen gaeketep di. Shen gaeketep di. The queen gaeketep dit. The queen gaeketep dit. You would do. Shen gaeketep di. The queen gaeketep dit. We would do. Tren gavaketep dit. Tren gavaketep dit. We would do. Tren gavaketep dit. He, she, it would do. Is gaeketep da. Is gaeketep da. He, she, it would do. Is gaeketep da. They would do. Isini gaeketep denen. Isini gaeketep denen. They would do. Isini gaeketep denen. Do or to do gaketeba. To do something, gaketeba. Telling someone to do this, gaekete. Telling someone do this, gaekete. Or gaekete es, do this. Gaekete es, do this. Doing something or to do something, gaketeba. To do, gaketeba. Do this, gaekete es. Do this as soon as is possible. Gaekete es, rats schädsleba male. Gaekete es, rats schädsleba male. Gaekete es, rats schädsleba male. I want to do this. Me minda amis gaketeba. I want to do this. Me minda amis gaketeba. Me minda amis gaketeba.